I want to find if there were any coach that I would want to have. I don't care what their name is or where they come from. I just want them to have the kind of vision that, let's say, a Nick Saban had about Alabama. Because after Paul Bear Bryant, I mean, the best coaching record that you could find was in the 80s and 90s between Bill Curry and Gene Stallings, where they were able to get around a 700 winning loss record. And then they dropped down pretty poorly to a 500, a 600 record, a 300 record. And then Nick Saban revived the program. You know, the way that I view, and this is obviously Nebraska bias, the way that I view Nebraska's blue blood history is that, yes, in the current day and age, Nebraska has fallen out of national championship contending relevancy. That's just a given. But you just don't lose that blue blood. You don't lose that right away. That takes lots and lots of time. It would take probably 4 or 5 decades of irrelevancy for Nebraska to really lose their blue blood chip.
Right.
And if there's any coach that I would want a Nick Saban to look at this program and see it as the final destination. And then when there's success, it is the final destination. Because what I see in a lot of places like Reddit and even Twitter and whatnot is this general consensus that Nebraska has found itself being a in-transit program, that you go to Nebraska so you can build your resume so that you can go somewhere else. And I just don't think that is the case. I think that Nebraska is a final destination place for somebody to get to. And it'll probably take a decade. It's going to probably take a decade. I don't think that it's going to be like a Nick Saban where he just shows up and then within 2 years he is on the national stage ready to compete for a national championship. I don't see that happening necessarily, simply because of the context of Nick Saban went to the SEC where he's able to get those Alabama and those Georgia recruits and fish over at Texas and Florida and just start grabbing 5 stars here and there. I don't see that, but what I do see is a potential landing spot for any coach worth their salt to be like, this is where I want to retire, and I'm going to be here for the long haul. I don't care about the NFL. I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to be here until the day I'm ready to go buy a ranch somewhere and spend my final years looking at sunsets in some beautiful multi-million-dollar ranch. That's what I think. That's what I think the final destination for any coach going to Nebraska with their mindset should be, is that this is where I'm going to finish my career, in a good way, that is. But yeah, that's what I would like to see out of a coaching hire. I don't know if we're going to get it this round. Out of all of these coaches, do I see them, with my minimum knowledge, as being like the final destination coach? I honestly don't think so. But if they could build our program to a point in the next, 6 to 9 years where we're sitting at a nice 750, 800 record, and somebody who is like just the actual home run hire, that would be great. Yeah, that's probably the best case, most likely scenario that I could see. But yeah.
Yeah, we've all seen it. There's all kinds of fans out there that are like, okay, we've done the Nebraska way too many times now. Let's not hire a Nebraska guy. Let's hire somebody that doesn't have any connection to the program, all that good stuff, because maybe they'll stick around for a while. Well, maybe not. We need to find that guy that sees this program as a destination hire, not a stepping stone. And unfortunately, what Nebraska has become, based on the way we've played, is kind of a stepping stone. And that sucks. So maybe what Nebraska and what Trev needs to look for is that guy like a Dave Aranda that's made Baylor good and he's ready to step up and make somebody else even better to come to Nebraska. And because he knows Wisconsin, he's going to look at Wisconsin and go, I know how to beat those guys because I was those guys. Or maybe he needs to look at a Bill O'Brien who goes, I know how to build something up from the ashes of something that was really bad. And who knows, maybe there's another name that's not even on your list that Trev has in his back pocket that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
What I do know is I have a lot more confidence in Trev Alberts making this next hire because he is a Nebraska guy. He's going to look for somebody who has those Nebraska type qualities, whether it's a Nebraska legacy or not. He's going to look for somebody who embodies what Nebraska is all about, which is win the right way, play hard, and without a doubt, don't embarrass yourselves on the field.
Or as Trev said himself, he wants to find a guy who hates losing more than loves winning.
He likes winning. Yep. And
Yeah.
then he followed that up by saying, not that that's what Scott, that would be unfair to Scott for me to say it to imply that he didn't hate losing more than he loved winning. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to find that guy that feels the same way Scott did, because I have absolutely no doubt that Scott Frost poured 100% of who he is as a person into making Nebraska be what he thought it could be. I have no doubt in my mind. It just didn't work. Didn't work. So anyway, dude, I think we've covered about everything we can cover. Nobody else decided to join us, which was fine, because you know what? This was a good therapy session for me, kind of like last week was and kind of like the week before was. So, and here we are looking directly into the future with a short kid from Louisiana fixing to drop a bunch of F-bombs in practice.
Oh, yeah.
Come next week. So, God bless you, Mickey. We are so glad you're our interim coach. If you even happen to see this or anybody tells you about us talking about you, we are completely 100% in your corner. Cannot wait to see what you guys come up with against Oklahoma next week.
We're going to be there.
Cannot wait. Yep. You and I are going to be there. Are we going to be up in 600 again? Is that the plan?
I think we're in the nosebleeds, the other nosebleeds. You finish off your thought, and I will confirm or deny. No. Yes, we are going to this game. As much as I don't want to go to this game because I'm afraid of the pain that will ensue. I just can't. I can't not go to something like a Oklahoma game. Oh yeah, we are in the 600 sections. Nice.
Awesome.
Sweet. Awesome. Oh yeah, it's the Wisconsin game that we're all the way at the tippy top. That's what it was.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
In 600 or one of the end zones?
One of the end zones. We're up in the top corner, road 96, right up against the wall, which is nice because then we get we don't have knees digging into our back.
Yep. You can stand up and sit up against the wall. Yep, that'll work.
Yeah,
that'll work. Awesome.
No, we'll be in 613 for the OU game, and yeah, Mickey, like we'll probably end up cutting this into a very specific section on YouTube. We wish nothing but the best for you. I would love nothing more than to see you build the rapport for these next 9 games to earn yourself a head coaching gig here.
Me too.
Yeah,
me too.
I don't know what fire you need to set underneath the defense when that isn't necessarily your realm of expertise, but my goodness, like the sky's the limit for you, dude. Like go for it. Knock us out of our socks, man. Like go win 7 or 8 of these next 9 games and just blow me away. Like I look forward to it if that's what you do.
I remember watching Mickey play right before Tommy Frazier showed up on campus. And the word on Mickey Joseph was, well, he's got small hands, can't really grip the football like everybody else in the quarterback room can, but damn, that dude is a gamer. And he was. Every year he played here, he was a gamer. And I don't think Mickey forgot about that game against Oklahoma. I think it's
No.
stuck in his head, and I think he's going to use it for a little bit of motivation for his team. Who knows what that gets them, but Coach Joseph, dude, I can't be more in your corner than I am right now. So glad that you got that. There's a reason, and I think I said it in a post on Twitter. Somebody had asked why Shenander wasn't named the interim head coach, and I was like, well, he wasn't given the associate head coach title like Mickey was, and I think that was on purpose. I don't know if it was Scott Frost choosing, but I think Trev was like, this guy, you need to give him that tag just in case days like today come along, and they did. So, and he's the head coach for now, and Husker Nation, myself, Scott, we're all completely behind you, Mickey, and we cannot wait to see what you have in store for Oklahoma next week. So for now, folks, we really appreciate you watching. We are still involved in the promotion for the Team Jack Foundation's 10th annual Radiothon coming up on September 29th from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you want more information about the Radiothon, please go to teamjackfoundation.org to find out about the Radiothon or to donate. Just $20 a month will help go a long way to defeating pediatric brain cancer in young children. Anyway, to follow us, you can find us at GenRedPod at Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or Generation Red on your favorite podcast app. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share this show, as well as leave us a rating and a review on your favorite podcast app. It helps other folks find us. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video. Helps folks find it. And until next time, he's Scott, I'm Ken. Together we are the Generation Red podcast, and never thought we would do a show like this where we're not talking about Scott Frost as head coach, but here we are. And no matter what anybody tells you, there is absolutely no place like Nebraska.
Iowa's corn sucks and go Big Red.
I left you just enough room to do that because they're just not living rent-free in my head anymore, because their corn doesn't just suck. Their offense sucks. I think we all saw that the last couple Saturdays. At least ours scores points.
Oh, God.
All right, later, folks. We'll see you next week.